Dauntless is a proud vessel. It has logged more drug busts than any other government ship. On its smokestack is logged each of the 16 seizures, which total more than 200 tons of marijuana over a 3-year period. And last month, while on maneuvers in Norfolk, Virginia, another bust was made. 7 of the Dauntless's crewmen went before the captain on charges of possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia.
Well, it's not exactly something I'm proud of. We feel that it happens, like I say, it happens on most units, but perhaps the fact that we are deeply involved in drug interdiction perhaps makes this a newsworthy story.
3 crewmen were found guilty of the drug charges, and their punishment was severe for possession of 1/2 to 1 ounce of marijuana each. They have been fined a half-month's pay, reduced in rank, restricted to the ship for a month, and they received 20 days extra duty. Officers on the Dauntless say none of the marijuana found came from the seizures at sea, and overall the ship's commander feels the effect of all this will serve as a good lesson for the rest of the crew. Ike Siemens, Channel 4 News.
The Broward State Attorney's Office may try
arson. Today the subject was narcotics. Narcotics smuggled in through Florida, one of the major ports of entry for drugs coming into the United States. He told about his relationships with several major drug dealers, including Rick Prevero, who is currently serving 3 concurrent life sentences for murder. Bodak told how he and Prevero kidnapped, tortured, and killed anyone who stood in the way of operating their cocaine business. During today's testimony, Chairman Sam Nunn wanted to know how law enforcement forces stacked up against the drug smugglers.
We're better equipped than law enforcement.
In what way?
Sophisticated equipment, radios, monitoring, scanners, scramblers. We know every move they're making.
You have very sophisticated electronic and communication equipment then?
Yes, sir.
And you state that you believe that the Crevero organization was better equipped than the law enforcement officials trying to do something about it?
Definitely.
Do you think that's still the case, or do you have any knowledge of what's happening today?
I believe it's still the case, sir. I don't believe there's enough manpower down there to curb the flow of narcotics.
For the first time in his 3 days of testimony, Bodak broke down, talking about his wife's death during childbirth. The hearing was recessed and will resume next week. Dade Circuit Judge John Gale, mentioned by Bodak yesterday as having a link with the mafia, today called Bodak a liar.
I am not one of them. I have never, ever been one of them. I am emotionally and ethically incapable of being one of them or ever being linked to them. The intimation from the broadcast, as well as the summaries and analysis of them, that I am or ever was linked to the mafia, organized crime, or for that matter, any criminal or criminal element, is a vicious, absurd, and cruel lie.
Judge Gale cut short his remarks, saying that he was going back to work. A strong earthquake has hit the mining town of Copiapo in northern Chile, swaying
his notes and his sources. He says he will report to jail tomorrow morning. The United States Supreme Court will hear arguments on a claim that a Massachusetts civil service law is unconstitutional. The law says a veteran must be ahead of all other applicants for a state job in Massachusetts. A woman who has lost a position 3 times to former servicemen who did not score as well as she on tests has filed a suit declaring discrimination. Less than 2% of Massachusetts women are veterans. The Supreme Court will hear the case this term.
A public relations hustle or another turn in the sometimes rocky legal road for the Zion Coptic Church. Franklin reports marijuana-puffing church members claim a court case might have given them the legal right to smoke grass.
Brother Love and his Zion Coptic Church have never been camera shy. When reporters show up at the Sex Star Island headquarters, church members, young and old, light up enjoying what they claim is their God-given right to enjoy marijuana when they want, where they want. And for that reason, the church has found itself in a legal thicket over the past 3 years, much of it cannabis-connected. In the latest chapter of the Zion Coptic's campaign for public acceptance of its marijuana use, Brother Love was handing around a piece of paper, purportedly a part of the church's current tax fight with Uncle Sam. The church would like you to believe the feds have said, okay, use all the marijuana you want.
I react that this is the foundation of the Bill of Rights for the ganja man. I'm a man just like you. I have my rights. The politicians did not give me my rights. That's not giving me anything. God gave me my rights. This is the government acknowledging one of my certain unalienable rights. This doesn't say that you can go out and any 5 people can gather together and call themselves a church when the police come upon them and say they want to charge them for this or that.
The document, dated July 19th, says, among other things, the government does not challenge nor seek to refute the use of marijuana as a sacrament at religious services. The government tax attorneys apparently were ready to accept that for this case. Newswatch has learned the document has never been filed with the federal court in Miami, where the tax case is still pending. The church's attorney has been unavailable for comment. Brother Love would like us to light up any time. It's still not as simple as that. Frank Lynn, Newswatch 10.
Officials of the McDonald's Corporation.
Church with a tax bill for $620,000. Gene T. Bloom has that story.
The Coptics, headquartered on Star Island, use marijuana as a sacrament in religious services. The government claims the Coptics must pay taxes on the marijuana which had been seized by federal authorities. The IRS today presented the delinquent tax notice to Jacqueline Town, who's listed as the owner of the Coptic home.
I have no idea what their foundation is. Every time they've talked before, they've said that they want taxes based on marijuana. They say the police have and have destroyed. This person has never been charged with anything. So I have absolutely no idea what their foundation is. I wish they hadn't been so afraid and been afraid to talk to you. But our understanding is that they are the workers of darkness. And when they see you people come and put their works before the light, that's why they have to flee like little dogs.
The IRS refused to talk either on or off camera, saying only that tax matters are private. Brother Love told me he would have kicked the tax man in the teeth if it weren't for his Christian teachings that prohibit him from doing that. Gene T. Bloom for the TV6 10 o'clock news.
Midland over the weekend. The next high tide, a government cut, will occur at 6:23 in the morning, and we'll have a low tide at 7 minutes past midnight tonight. My forecast for Miami over the weekend, sunny at times, both days, with a few widely scattered showers, and they'll be mainly during the night and early morning hours. The low in the morning, 74, the high tomorrow afternoon, about 85. And the fearless forecast on Monday, it's going to be mostly cloudy with showers and scattered thunderstorms. There's a front coming down late Sunday. It'll be around the area Monday. Tuesday, it looks like it's sunny at times with a few widely scattered showers, and they'll be mostly in the morning. Our hometown temp today comes from Fern Solon. She used to live up in Teaneck, New Jersey. It was 58 degrees and cloudy up that way today. It's going to stay cool over the weekend. It's going to clear up quite a bit by Sunday morning up that way, and it looks like a good day all across, or a good weekend rather, all across the Northeast, right on through Sunday. If you want the weather in your hometown, drop me a card to Hometown Temps, WPLG 3900 Biscayne Boulevard, Miami, Florida, 33137.
And you say the seas are going to be
calming
decent.
down a little bit. The boating weather looks pretty good. The beach weather looks pretty good if you can dodge a few showers. If you get one of those little sprinkles in the morning, just pick up your blanket and run inside for a while.
That's good, because the fishermen and women are going to have a better shot at pulling in good catches than those of you who tried your luck during the week. As our Newswatch angler Ron Harrison reports, it largely depends on the weather.
It's been a terrible week for fishing. Lots of rain and strong northeasterly winds have caused some very uncomfortable seas, and many fishermen have just not ventured out. That bluefish run we reported on last Friday lasted until Wednesday of this week, and then suddenly the bluefish disappeared just as suddenly as they popped up. Right now, here at Newport Pier, they've been getting an awful lot of Spanish mackerel, and that's the case at all the piers up and down Miami Beach. On the outside, king fishing has been good. Lots of sailfish activity for those getting out, and lots of tarpon running at Haulover Inlet. Best bet is to use live mullet for bait in the morning on the outgoing tide. But the blue water for the
associate judge in the 2nd District Appeals Court. He succeeds the late Judge Raymond Nathan. The governor today also appointed David Danielson of Fort Lauderdale as an industrial claims judge in Palm Beach County. Anyone who had any hopes of recovering stolen merchandise showed up for the Miami Police Department's version of Lost and Found today. More than 200 items were on display looking for their original owners. The loot was collected Wednesday in raids on 4 Coconut Grove houses. Police say they were involved in fencing operations. The goods were stolen from residences and businesses stretching from the Grove to South Miami during the past 6 months. All